Hello, guys, it's Mrs.Z. Today we have Grade 5 Mission 3 Lesson 3 Exit Ticket 082425. Okay. Solve by drawing a rectangular fraction model to do addition. Look, add. So we need to do what is 1/2 plus 1/5. The fraction pieces are not the same. So if I look this, you can see that I need to add 1/2 and 1/5. They're not the same size. I cannot say I have 2/2 or I have 2/5. So what we need to do is to find how we can cut this piece, both pieces, in order to create equivalent pieces, so we can put them together and say how much is. So if you look this, the fractions are 2 and the 5. Okay, the twos and fifths. So for me, it's easier way if I go and skip count. So if I go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I'll stop right there to see if that will help me. If I skip count by 5, I will say 5 and next is 10. So right now I can see that both of my pieces needs to be cut into size of a tenths. Okay, I know that 5 times 2 is 10. So you can also see here 1, 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So I can, that tells you because you can multiply by 2, you're going to cut this fifth into 2 pieces. So now instead of being 1/5, it's going to be 2/10. Okay. When I looked the 2, 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. What tells you that you actually can cut this piece into 5 pieces. That is one piece if I cut right here, and then 2 pieces if I cut here, 3, and then 4 and 5. All right, I'll change this one in more better. Okay, so now look, now the pieces are the same size. I still have half and I still have 1/5, but now I can put them together because then I will see that I can finally have the answer. I don't need to choose between 1/2 or 1/5. I know that if I add 1/2 and 1/5, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fifths, 7 tenths, 7 smaller pieces all together. So now how we can that represent in rectangular model? We will do that by drawing a rectangle. So let's see if I do, I'm going to use, let me have inches. So I'm going to do inches. Then I will use my triangular ruler. So let's see if I do this. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna just do the this size. So I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 1/4 of an inch to make it, just to make sure that I have equivalent pieces. And then also I'm gonna make this okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll do that. I think it's about like this. All right. 2, 3, 5. Okay. Okay. So this will be my rectangular pieces. I like to make precision, but it doesn't matter as long as you understand that it has to be the same size. So if you make this hole, you have to make exactly same hole. So like I can have holes that are not a different size. So these are congruent holes. If I do smaller circles, then it won't be the truth. It would be not correct. I cannot compare this circle and this because this one is much smaller to this one. I can compare these two. These are equivalent holes. So when I'm doing this, I really have to be precise and I have to make same size holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like that. Okay. And then I will do that. Right. So. Okay, so my holes are approximately same, congruent, and now I need to represent this one to be a half. I can cut this into the half. So let me see, that was right, sorry, it was 5. So 2, 2, right, half is right here. So I'm gonna make it as the half. Okay, and then I'm gonna color that. And I'm going to make these horizontally 5 pieces. So those are my fifths. So I'm gonna do the horizontally fifths. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so remember when I needed to change a half into the tenths, I need to multiply by 5. So this is a half. I need to multiply by 5. So I needed to say, oh, now I have to do, and I'm sorry, I forgot to, I'm going to highlight this 1/5. So I need to add this piece and this piece together. They're not the same size, so I cannot do that until my pieces are the same size. So I'm going to go and I'm going to cut half into 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But this is not correct because I have to do the same thing with the part that I don't have because this is not 1/5 of the whole part. This is 1/5 of the whole. So this one doesn't represent this 1/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is just so I have to cut even the parts that I don't have to make sure that I cut into 5 equal spaces, parts of the whole. So now it's correct. Now I cut this way, I can see the fifths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each will represent fifth. And this way I can see half and a half. All right. So now when I do that, now the whole piece represents the tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each represents 1/10. So I'm going to just label that 1/10 because it's one piece is out of 10 pieces that makes the whole. Okay, so now I created the half as to be a tenth. Now I'm going to do the fifth. So same thing. Look, when I have 1/5, 5 times 2 is 10. So if I already have a fifth, I just need to cut this into the 2 halves, which will be about right here. And then I will have cut this each fifth into half. Look, 1/5. I cut it in half, but I have to do every fifth cut in half, cut in half, in half. So then all that is there. So now my pieces are the same, and then I can add the tenths instead of adding half and 1/5 because they weren't equivalent parts. Okay, so now look, now you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fifths, 7 tenths, sorry, 7 tenths. So how we can see this when we know now from the picture the answer is 7 tenths. That's our picture. But how we can do this if we want to show is as equation. So I'm going to rewrite. We had 1/2 and we need to add 1/5 to it. Okay, so we know that this is not same. So these are halves and they were like radish, and then my color, remember this was my 1/2, and then this was my 5th. Right, so now I say, oh, I know I can skip count and I can say, oh, 2 times 5 will give me the tenths. So I have to multiply with the same number. If I multiply the bottom by 5, I have to do numerator by 5. The denominator, numerator. So also 5 times 2 makes 10. So this time I multiply by 2 to make the bottom tenths. And now this part is become 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus, you see, 5 tenths. That is that. The half becomes 5 tenths. And then 1/5, this is going to become 2 tenths. Now, when I have pieces that are same size and they were purple, if I find the purple color here, now instead of having the red or green, I do have now all pieces, they are purple. So now this are the same size of the pieces, so I can add them together. I'm adding the 5 plus 2, and they're both tenths, and the final answer is 7 tenths. I like to do this on the bottom, so because you understand, and we adding this 5 plus 2, 5 plus 2 more is 7 tenths. And that is a problem 1, and we show fractional model, rectangular fractional model, and also pieces. Let's talk about number 2. All right. Okay, this was it. Now I'm going to move it to 2. Okay. In 1 hour, 1 hour is about 60 minutes. I will put 60 minutes. Okay, Ada uses 2/5 of the time to complete the 6, or the 1 hour equals 6 minutes. So if you needed to, 1 hour, Ed uses 2/5 of the time to complete his homework, and 1/4 of the time to check his email. So again, 1/4 of the time, and time is 1 whole hour. He checks his email. How much did he spend completing homework? How much time did he spend completing homework and checking the email? Write your answer as a fraction. And then extension, write the answer in minutes, right? So let's talk about that. So we have, imagine that this is 2/5, 2/5 of the hour were homework, homework, okay, plus 1/4 of an hour was checking email. So I'm going to put email, all right? So now we needed to add those parts. So the fifths and the fourths, I have them here like this. These are fourths of a circle, and then fifths are green. So you need to put those together. But the thing is, they're not equivalent. 1/5 is smaller than 1/4 of an hour. So you can say I have 2/5 or 2/4. You have to find what can you cut both into smaller pieces, then you can put them together. Okay, I don't have a fractional circular representation of the number that we work, but right now you'll see my number is 5. The fractions are fifths and also the fourths. So I'm going to skip count by that to see what I can change both by. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I know then I can go by 4 also till 20. So 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. I found their least common multiple because I can change 5 into 20 and 4 into 20. So how? 5 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 times 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to now do horizontal way. So I'm going to do 2/5. I'm going to multiply by 4, and I'm going to add 1/4. But I'm going to multiply by 5. Okay, so now I got 2 times 4 is 8, 20th, plus 1 times 5 is 5, 4 times 5 is 20, 5 20th. So now I know that there was 8 plus 5, 20th is how many? Which is 8 plus, if I decompose 5 into 2 and 3, I can make 10 and 3 more. That means 13 20ths of an hour is how much he spent he spent on the checking out. So now, how much is it? 1320. It's as the into minutes. You can also think about easier what is 1/4 of the 60 minutes and what is a 2/5 on a 60 minutes. If it's easier than you to think about what is a 13/20 of 16 minutes. That's another extension that we need to do. So how this is all done by changing the fifths and the fourths into the 20ths. So then at the end we have equal parts, and they were 13/20. Let's see. So now I need answer. How much time did he spend completing homework and checking email? He spent he spent 13/20 of an hour to checking, okay, completing homework and checking his email. Okay. So now we did finish first part. So we know now that this is 13/20. So we can think about, we know that this represents an hour, 13/20 of the whole, and whole is 60. So when you think about this, 13/20 of the 1 hour, it's the same as 30. We needed to change the bottom to be a 60 minutes. So if I multiply this by 3, I will get my how many per minute. This is a simplest form of the how much time he spent. If we divide out in 20 parts, then this will be 13 out of 20 parts. I'm confusing you, but I will explain. Okay, so now this represents real fraction part that represents the whole 1 hour, that is 60 minutes. And now 13 times 3, 3 times 10 is 30, and 3 times 3 is 9. So this will be 39 out of 60 minutes that represents the hour. Okay, so he spent 39 minutes of an hour to check his to completing his homework and checking his email. There is another way to think about, if you just think about what is a 2/5 on an hour, or what is, if you think 2/5 of an hour plus 1/4 of an hour, you can think, remember that the bottom has to be 60. It's come out of 60 pieces. So that you can think, what is 5 times what makes 60? So if I multiply by 12, then 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 2 is 10. So that will be 60. And then also 4 times 15 is 60, because 4 times 10 is 40, 4 times 5 is 20, so 40 plus 20 is 60. So I can do that as well because I know that I have to make 6 out of 60 minutes. So that means 2 times 12 is 24, plus this is 15 out of 60 minutes. And together, again, that 24 plus 15, it becomes 39 minutes. So that is equals 39 minutes out of 60. That makes an hour. So answer, write the answer in minutes. So he spent 13 out of 20 of an hour completing homework and checking his email, and that is 39 minutes of an hour. Okay, so I hope that this makes sense and helps you understanding a little bit more. So that was number 2 on the exit ticket mission 3, lesson 3. And this was a part 1. And this was a part 2. All right. Thank you for listening. I hope you like it. Bye-bye.